Hello everyone, I Givala Khushi, roll number 121 from SY BCom Division A. I am going to explain you about calculating intrinsic value of shares. Once purchase consideration is fixed, the purchasing company will issue its shares in satisfaction of purchase price. While exchanging new shares for old shares, the intrinsic value of shares is taken into account. Intrinsic value of shares is arrived at by dividing the value of net assets by the number of shares. In case of amalgamation or absorption of companies, while calculating the shares on liquidation of the company, the yield is not an important factor. In this case, valuation of share is done by net assets method of assets backing method. The valuation under this method is made by dividing the net asset of the company by the number of shares. For example, the total assets of the company are valued at Rs 1 lakh and its liabilities amounted to Rs 40,000. Thus, net assets are Rs 60,000. Now, if the company has issued 3,000 equity shares of Rs 100 each, then the intrinsic value of each shares will be calculated as under. Intrinsic value of the shares equals to Rs 60,000 divided by 3,000 shares equals to Rs 20. While calculating the intrinsic value of the shares, the following points should be kept in mind. The assets should be valued at their realizable values and not their book values. If, however, the realizable value are not given, then the book value may be taken as realizable value. While calculating net assets, goodwill is generally valued and added to total assets. If the goodwill appearing in balance sheet is valueless, it should not be included. While calculating a net asset, fictitious assets are excluded from total assets. For example, profit and loss account, preliminary expense, discount on issue of shares or debenture, etc. While calculating net assets, only debts payables to outsiders such as creditors, provision for taxation, etc. should be deducted from total assets. Even unrecorded liabilities should be considered, but items appearing under the heading of reserves and surplus should not be deducted from total assets. For example, if the net assets of vendor company A Limited is Rs 1,50,000 and it has issued 1,000 shares, the intrinsic value of the share is Rs 150. Suppose the purchasing company B Limited issued the share in satisfaction of purchase price. If the net asset of B Limited are Rs 2 lakh and it has issued 2,000 shares, then the intrinsic value of its share is Rs 100. Hence, for exchange purposes, 2 shares of A Limited is equals to 3 shares of B Limited. Rs 150 into 2 shares of A Limited equals to Rs 100 into 3 shares of B Limited. Thank you.